All right, welcome to the yoga practice, some of you. I'm Megan, and I will be going through the 26 sequence, Bikram's 26 postures, asanas that involve breath, balance, and mobility, flexibility. This is our online edition, and our at-home quarantined 26. Thank you for joining me. Let's get started at the top of our mats. I'll face you. For our first asana, let's prepare by getting rooted into the mat, spreading our toes, bringing our feet together, toes and heels touching. Engage your quads and slightly lift your knees. Tilt your pelvis so that your core is engaged. Your spine is supported. Roll your shoulders back and down. Palms can be open. Gaze forward. Just notice what you notice here. Your head stacked over your lungs, over your hips and feet. In good alignment, nicely rooted into the ground. Let's bring our hands beneath our chin. Interlace your fingers. Thumbs can be crossed against your throat. Zipper up your arms and bring your elbows together. Take a deep inhale through your nose. As you lift your elbows up to frame your forearms next to your face, keep your shoulders relaxed. Big, deep inhale. Expand your ribcage. Get to the top of your breath. Tilt your head back. Audible HA. Open mouth. Slowly exhaling out every last sip of air, bringing your elbows to touch and gaze forward. We'll do that about 7 more times. Inhale through your nose, lift your elbows, fill your lungs. One more sip at the top. Tilt your head back, gaze at the ceiling. Audible HA, open mouth. Bringing your elbows together. Gaze returns forward. Inhale your arms up through your nose, matching our breath to our movement. Tilt your head back, audible HA, open mouth. Exhaling out all that air, squeezing your ribs around your lungs, engaging your core to get out that last breath. Gaze comes forward. Inhale, lift your arms. Press your chin against your knuckles, increasing our lung capacity. Deep, deep inhale. Tilt your head back, audible HA. Bring your elbows together. Core squeezes out that last sip of air. Gaze comes forward. Inhale, arms come up. Nice deep inhale through your nose, deeper than the last one. Maybe expanding the length of your inhale for a count of 4 to 6. And matching your exhale with a count of 4 to 6. Emptying out all the air, gaze comes forward. Inhale, arms come up, press your chin into your knuckles. Fill up your lungs. Audible HA. Bringing your elbows together. Squeeze out that last bit of air. Gaze comes forward. We'll take 2 more. Inhale. Deeper inhale than before. Feel those lungs expand. Tilt your head back. Audible HA. Elbows come to touch, gaze comes forward. Last one, make it our best. Deepest inhale yet, longest breath. Taking one more sip through the nose at the top. Tilt your head back. Open mouth, audible HA. Gaze comes forward. Arms can come down by your side. Take a breath. Inhale your arms up overhead. Keep your feet together. Interlace your fingers. fingers, begin to tick-tock right to left, left to right. Just stretching out the side body. What's nice about this first sequence is that we bend the spine in all directions, warming it up. Keep your core engaged, glutes active, feet rooted into the mat. Come back to center for just a gentle first back bend here. Lift your heart, lift your fingers towards the ceiling. Neck is relaxed, head is back, glutes are active. Come back up, forward fold with the flat back. Let your head hang heavy. You can separate your feet. Stretch out your hamstrings. Release your lower back. Sway side to side. Do a few bounces. Come up onto your toes. Bend your knees. If your feet have separated, bring them back together. Interlace your fingers. Release your index finger and rise with a flat back, charging your heart up as you go. For our first set of Ashtachandrasana, lift up to the ceiling. Engage your core and your glutes. And reach over to the right. Really press that left hip over to the side. Your right hand's pulling your left arm up and over to the right side of the room, making a crescent shape with the body. Feet are together. Keep your chin away from your chest. Core is active. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Remember to breathe to deep inhales and deep exhales. Always come back to your breath. Keep your shoulders and hips in a line and square to perhaps the wall in front of you. One more reach. And inhale, rise back to center. Lift up, lengthen up, and reach over to the left. Bump out that right hip to the right side. Bring that right arm up and over to the left, opening up your shoulders. Keep that chin lifted. Feet rooted into your mat. Press that right hip over to the side, like you're bending over a giant beach ball. Deep inhale through your nose, making space, and exhale out your nose. See if you can go a little bit deeper here. And inhale, rise back to center. Let your head drop back, gaze at the ceiling, charge your heart up towards the ceiling. Point your index finger up and pretend it's a pin. You're drawing a line on the ceiling as you lift back and go back. Engage your glutes. Your hips will press forward. Feet stay rooted into the ground. Little sips of air. And inhale, rising back up. Hold in your belly and forward fold with the flat back. Hinging at the hips. Releasing your hands to the ground. Bend your knees for our first Padastasana, hand to foot. Make a chest to thigh connection. Glue your chest onto your knees. Let your head be heavy. Scoop up your heels with your fingers, like your fingers are little spatulas going under some cookies. Let your head be heavy. Gaze through your knees. Lift your hips. Pull with your biceps. As you pull your forehead toward your toes and work on straightening your legs. Your biceps should be bulging here. Head is relaxed. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out. Stretching out your hamstrings. Slowly release. Straighten your legs. Interlace your fingers. Release your index finger and rise with a flat back. Release your hands to your side. Take a breath. Inhale your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Release your index finger. Lengthen up. Reach over to the right for our second set of Ashtachandrasana. Your body knows where it was. See if you can find that spot and go a little deeper. Opening up the left side body, laterally flexing the spine. Keep your chin away from your chest. Continue your inhales and exhales through your nose. Core is active. Inhale, rise back to center. Lengthen up, reach over to the left. Bump out that left hip. Keep your navel pulled in. Deep inhale here. Deep exhale as you reach up and over. Trimming and toning our waistline. Inhale, rise back to center. Let your head drop back. For another back bend here, charge your heart up. Root down to your feet. Engage your glutes. Look back and go back. Draw that line on the ceiling. You are meant to bend this way. Hips will go forward, opening up the front side of the body. Inhale, rise back to center. Engage your core. Hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. Forward fold. Second set of Padasana. Bend your knees. Make that chest to thigh connection. Scoop up your heels. Lift your hips. Pull with your biceps. Your forehead towards your toes. Work on straightening those legs. Releasing your lower back. Keep your head heavy, neck relaxed. Eyes open, gazing through your knees. And slowly release. Straighten your legs. Interlace your fingers. Release your index finger. Rise with the flat back. Your arms come down to your side. Take a 1 foot step out or hip width distance step out with your right foot. You can bring your fists together. Place them between your toes and your heels so that your feet are in a line. That's about hip width distance. Inhale your arms up, shoulder height. Squeeze your fingers together. We're at 3 variations of Utkatasana, chair pose. First, we'll sit our hips back. Weight is in the heels. If you look down, you can see your toes. See how low you can get in the chair, like you're sitting in a little kindergarten chair, and someone might pull it out. Keep your core engaged, shoulders back and relaxed. Keep your knees and your toes and hips all in a line. Quads are active, glutes are active, and slowly rise up. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Knees come forward. See how high you can lift your heels off the ground. Pretend your back is flat against a wall. Slowly sink down, but see how high you can lift those heels up, strengthening the arches and toes and feet tendons. Pull your belly in. Inhale, rising up. Release your heels to the ground. Squeeze your knees together. Really activate your inner thighs. Slide down that wall again. Keep your shoulders and back flat against the wall. Squeezing your knees together like you're holding a dollar bill between them. Squeezing and squeezing. Your heels will lift. Keep your thighs just level with the ground so that if you had a ball on it, a ball would roll off. And slowly rising up. Release your heels. Hands come down, feet together. We'll do that set one more time. You know where to go. Take that hip width distance step. Toes pointing forward. Inhale your arms up. Activate your arms. Squeeze your fingers together. Sit back in the chair. Activate your glutes. Finding balance. Relax your shoulders. Toes are pointing forward. Knees are in line with your toes. And inhale, rising up. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Slide down that wall. Keep your shoulders back over your hips. See how high you can get those toes, strengthening and bringing health to our feet, our arches, our toes. Find your balance. Shoulders back. Inhale, rising up. Release your heels. Squeeze those quads together and slide down that wall. Keeping shoulders over your hips. Come down just far enough so that ball can roll off of your thighs if you had a ball resting on your thighs. Squeeze your knees, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, slowly rise up. Release your heels, release your hands by your side. Feet come together. Let's incorporate the upper and lower body now. Inhale your arms up overhead for Garudasana Eagle. Identify your right arm. Swing it under your left, crossing the elbows, wrists, and forearms. Bringing your palms to touch. Work on bringing fingertip to fingertip. Maybe you want to grab your shoulders here. That's an option as well. Squeeze your arms together. Squeeze your shoulders and biceps so that you feel a little stretch in your back. Thumb should be in front of your nose. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Weight comes into your left foot, creeps your right foot up and over your left. Trying to tuck that toe behind your calf. Bring your knees into alignment with your arms. Sit back. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your biceps. Squeeze your knees. Compressing 14 major joints in the body here. Inhale, flood your body with fresh oxygen. And identify the left arm. Swing it under your right. Crossing at elbows, wrist. Bringing your palms to touch. Or grabbing opposite shoulders. Always balance out what you did on the other side. Sit your hips back. Bring your weight to your right foot. Lift your left. Toss it up and over. Aiming to tuck that big toe behind your calf. Bring your arms and your knees in center line. Squeezing them together. Squeezing so tight. Sit back and down to help your balance. Inhaling through your nose. And exhale, release, flooding your body with fresh oxygen. We'll go right into a second set. So identify your right arm, swing it under your left. Try to bring those palms to touch. Squeeze your arms. Maybe you feel a slight stretch in the back of your shoulders here. Sit back. Weight comes into your left foot. Lift your right foot, cross it over your left. Tucking that right foot behind your left. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your arms together. Finding a balance. Find your drishti, that point of focus to help. Squeeze, 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 and release. Inhaling and identify your left arm. Swing it under your right. Squeeze those arms together. Remember to balance out whatever you did on one side, do on the other. Sit back. Weight comes to your right foot. Lift your left foot up. Cross your left leg up and over your right. Aiming to tuck that foot. Really work on trying to get that toe behind your calf. Maybe one day seeing that toe here. Keep your shoulders back, over your hips. Squeeze your thighs together. Squeeze your arms together. So much like you're a tourniquet or a washcloth, and you're a washcloth, rinsing out all that water, wringing out every last drip. And inhale, release, fresh oxygen flooding into the body. Release your hands by your side. We'll go into some standing balancing now. So bring your weight to your left foot. Inhale up your right foot. Flex your foot. Really activate through the standing leg. Press it down into the mat. Quad is active, your kneecaps lift, core is pulled in. For our first set of Janu Shirshasana, you can stay here or find a clasp underneath your knee. Pull your knee up, finding balance. Find a clasp underneath your foot. All 10 fingers. Pull your knee up. If your standing leg is straight, go ahead and extend your right foot out in front of you, working to straighten that leg, flexing your foot. Really working on your balance. If your standing legs, keep it strong and active here. Working on stretching our hamstrings, finding balance. You can bring your forearms down to frame your calf. Remember to breathe. In through your nose, out through your nose, and slowly, just as you came into it, come out. Release that right foot down. Weight comes into the right foot. Lift your left leg up. Flex your foot, find your balance. Remember to balance out whatever you did on the other side. So if you stay here, find your balance and breathe. Nice strong posture. If you found a clasp underneath your knee, go to where you were on the other side. Clasp underneath your foot with all 10 fingers. If your standing leg is straight. Kick out that left foot in front of you, working to straighten it one day. Finding your balance, flexing your toes back. Maybe bringing those biceps down to frame your calf. Breathe here. Slowly release. Just as you came in, come out. Feet come together, Tadasana. Take a second set. So weight comes into the left foot, lift up the right. If you found a clasp on your knee, maybe try to find a clasp underneath your foot this time. Keep that standing leg straight and rooted into the mat. If your standing leg is straight, then you can work on straightening that right leg in front of you. Maybe bringing your forearms down to frame your calf. If you're there, you can try to make that forehead to knee connection. Gaze comes down to the left big toe. Slowly release. Right foot comes down, left foot comes out. Spread those toes out. Really get rooted down in your standing leg. Find a clasp underneath your knee or foot, balancing out your right side and your left side. If your standing leg is straight and strong, go ahead and kick out that left foot. Work on straightening it. Bring your forearms down to frame your calf. Maybe one day making that forehead to knee connection. And theyogapractice.life. Slowly release. Just as you came into it, come out. Feet come together. So next we'll go into Dhanurasana, standing bow. Inhale your arms up over your head. Bring your right elbow down to your right hip. Palm is up towards the ceiling. Weight goes into your left foot. Lift your right foot up. Grab the inside of your foot with your palm. Bring your knees together. Reach up with your left hand. Open up your right shoulder. Begin to kick back into your right foot. When you can't kick anymore, then lean forward. This is a 50-50 kick and reach. Reaching forward, kicking back. If you find yourself falling forward, kick more. If you find yourself falling back, reach more. Really strengthening your spine. Your glutes are active here. Maybe one day, seeing that foot come up behind your head. Find your drishti balance focus point. Kick, 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 and slowly release. Right foot meets your left. Inhale your arms up overhead, left elbow comes down to your left hip. Reach back, grab the inside of your left foot with your palm, bring your knees together. Standing leg is nice and strong. Reach up with your right arm. Start kicking back into your left hand. Kick, kick, kick. When you can't kick anymore, then hinge forward, reaching forward. 50-50 kick and reach. Let your shoulder open up. Nice standing back bend. Find your drishti to help with your balance. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your nose. Kick, 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 and slowly release. Left foot meets your right. We'll take one more set on each side. So right elbow into your right hip. Lift that right foot up, grab the inside of the foot. Left arm goes up, reach towards the sky. Knees are together, kick back with that right foot into the right hand. When you can't kick anymore, reach forward, bend forward, hinge at the hips, kicking back. Strengthen your spine, strengthen your balance. Kick, 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 and release. Nice and slow. Back down. Left elbow comes in, palm facing up. Reach back, grab the inside of your left foot. Knees together, reach up with your right hand. Let your left shoulder open up as you kick back. Kicking hard into that left hand, activating your glutes. Find that drishti when you can't kick anymore. Hinge forward. 50-50 kick and reach. Kick, kick, reach. Find that edge. And slowly release. Left foot down. to meet the right, hands at your side. Find a spot, the back of your mat, for Tula Dandasana, standing stick. Inhale your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release your index finger. Squeeze your biceps by your ears. Take a small step out with your right foot. Plant it into the ground. Point, block, and lift your left foot. Reaching forward, squeezing your biceps, reaching back, pointing your toes to the back wall. Reaching forward, reaching back. That left hip's going to want to pop up, so bring it down parallel to the ground. Then step that left foot back. Right foot meets the left. Take a small step forward with your left foot, squeezing those biceps by your ears. Point, lock, and lift the right foot up, coming into a capital T. Tuladasana, standing stick. Major cardiovascular posture. Reach forward, reach your toes back, pointing those toes, flexing the whole back side of the body. Let that right hip fall down. Doesn't want to pop up there. And slowly release that right foot down, left foot meets the right. Arms come down, take a breath. We'll take one more set. Inhale your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, maybe opposite grip. Reach up, take a small step out with your right foot, point, lock, and lift the left. Coming into a capital T. Engage your core. Keep that left hip down. Don't let it pop up. Point your toes. Reach forward. Remember to breathe. In through your nose and out through your nose. Step back with the left foot. Right foot meets the left. Take a small step forward with your left foot. Ground down. Point, lock, and lift the right. Reaching forward. Point those toes. Activate your backside. Core is active. Glutes are active. Point those toes. Reach back. Reach forward. Gaze is just at the top of your mat. And step back with your right foot, left foot meets the right. Well done. We'll take a turn to the side of our mat. Inhale your arms up overhead. Take a giant step out with your right foot. Arms come to a capital T. For Dandayamana Bibhaktapada Paschimottanasana. And pull your navel in, core is active. Feet are slightly pointing in towards each other. Hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. Gaze is at the top edge of your mat there. You can find a clasp on your calves, your ankles, or underneath your feet here. Gaze stays forward, elongating your spine, creating space between your vertebrae. Pull with your biceps, your forehead towards the floor. Breathe here. Notice how the breath enriches the stretch. Stretching out your hamstrings and lengthening your spine. Inhale, rise with a flat back. Arms come out to a T and rise up. Your right toes point out forward. Keep your left foot where it's at. Hinge forward into a lunge, keeping that knee over your ankle. Arms stay at a capital T, nice and strong. Let your hips sink down. Feet are firmly rooted into the mat. Really activate the left foot edge, the pinky edge of the left foot. Press down through your right heel. Flip your palms, tilt your arms. Left hand is at 12 o'clock. Right hand comes down towards your toes. Really sink those hips. Press into your feet and then press your legs together. Really activate all the muscles in your legs here. Activate your glutes, core is strong. Press that right elbow against that knee to keep it from collapsing in. Gaze can be up at your left thumb here. Strong posture. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out. One breath at a time. Rooting down into that right foot. And slowly rising up. Right leg is straight, toes come back in. Left toes point to back now. Sink into that left knee. Let your hips drop. Keep them square, the side of your mat. Arms at a capital T, flip your palms. Weight is in your left heel, and the right edge of your pinky toe on your right foot is pressing into the mat. And then tilt your arms. There you go. Engage your core here, engage your glutes. Press it into your feet and then squeeze the mat together, activating all your lower body muscles. Stay strong here, let your hips sink. Keep that left knee over your left heel, pressing down into that left heel, reaching up with your right arm. Your left hand is going towards your toes, but not quite reaching your mat because you're engaging your core and you're reaching up. Breathe here. One inhale, one exhale at a time. And slowly activate your core, rising up. Turn your left toes in. Take a step back. Your right foot, meet back of your mat. Release your hands by your side. Take a turn to the back of your mat. For Dandemanu, Devapakapadu Janu Shirsasana, pyramid. Take a small step back with your right foot. Imagine a line on your mat, so your heels are on that line. Your back toes are at a 45-degree angle. Inhale your arms up. Square your hips to the back of your mat. Chin tucks in to meet your chest. And hinge forward with a flat back. Now the goal here is for your forehead to meet your knee. So if you need to bend your knee to make that connection, bend your knee and then press your forehead against your knee to try to straighten it out as much as you can. You can keep your hands together here or separate them to help you find balance. Remember to breathe here. Keep your chin tucked, compressing the parathyroid and thyroid, aiding in digestion. Press that forehead against the knee, stretching out your hamstring. Keep that right hip coming forward and left hip pressing back to keep your hips square to the back of your mat. Eyes are open, gazing past your knees. Your hands have separated. Bring them together, engage your core. Press into that left foot and rise with a flat back. Right foot meets the left. Take the same step back with the left foot. Heels are on that line, left toes are out at a 45-degree angle. Reaching up, cross your thumbs, hands together. Let your hips be square to the back of your mat. Chin is tucked, hinge forward, making that forehead to knee connection. So bending that knee as much as you need to, releasing your hands to the mat to help with balance or keeping them together. But press that forehead against the knee. Work on straightening that leg. Nice deep hamstring stretch. Work to level your hips, bringing that left hip forward and the right hip back. Nice deep inhales, deep exhales. And inhale, activate your core, slowly rising up. Left foot meets the right. We'll take another quarter turn to the side. Take a giant step out with your right foot. Arms come to a capital T. Toes are slightly pointed in. Engage your core and hinge forward with a flat back. Hands can come to your calves, your ankles, or underneath your feet. You can separate your feet more if you want. A little bit easier stretch to get your forehead towards the mat, or bring them together if you're really flexible. But work on pressing your forearms against your shins as you pull your forehead towards the mat. Keeping your core active, navel's pulled in. Breathing through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Really pull that forehead down, creating space between each vertebrae. Elongating your spine, stretching out your hamstrings. Activate your quads, weight is slightly in the balls of your feet. One more pull, and slowly release. The flat back, activate your core, rise up. Take a step back of your mat with your right foot. Hands come down to your side. Inhale your arms up overhead. Take a giant step out with your right foot. Hands come down to capital T for a second set of Trikonasana. Right toes forward, left toes stay at a 45-degree angle. Hinge into that right leg. Hips are level with hips are square with the side of your mat. Arms are out at a T, nice and active. Flip your palms, tilt your arms. Left hand reaches towards 12 o'clock. Right hand reaches towards your toes but doesn't quite reach. Pressing down through that left pinky edge of your left foot, and weight is in your right heel. Core is active, glutes are active. Breathing here, rise up. Right toes come in, left toes go back. Sink into that left knee. Flip the palms. Make sure your hips are square. Hinge. Right hand comes up to 12 o'clock. Left hand is down towards your toes. That left elbow can press against your knee to keep it over your ankle. Sink your hips. Press that right pinky edge of your foot into the mat. Weight is in your left heel. Let those hips sink. Press your legs together like you're trying to squeeze your mat together. Really cause your muscles to be active here. Core is active. Breathing through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Rising up, straightening your left leg. Left toes come in. Right foot meets the back of your mat. You can turn to face the front of your mat. Release your hands to your side. For our last standing posture, Vrksasana tree. So weight comes into your left foot. Lift your right foot up. You can find your foot on your calf, on your inner thigh, or grab the outer edge of your foot with your left hand, bringing it to your hip crease. Letting your hip open up, external rotation, activating your glutes. Hands come to heart center, or you can grow tree branches up. Really pressing down, getting rooted in that standing leg. Standing strong. Find the focal point here. Notice your heart. Notice your breath. Be rooted here. If you want to take Padangusthasana, you can bring your hands forward, hinge at the hips, forward fold, bending your left knee and finding another point of balance here. One day, bringing both hands to heart center. Toe stands, you can rise back up. Trees, go ahead and release your arms down, feet come together. Weight comes into your right foot. Really root down through that leg. Remember to balance out what you did on the other side. Finding your foot on your calf, inner thigh, or grabbing the outer edge with your right hand, bringing it up to your hip crease, letting your hip externally rotate, open up, engage your glutes, hands at heart center, or up tree branches. If you found Padangusthasana, you can find that here. Hinging forward to the hips, bending into that right leg, hands come to heart center one day. And toe stands rising up, tree stands or trees, go ahead and release your branches. Release your left leg down to the mat. Inhale your arms up overhead, hands together. Exhale your air, hands come to heart center. Again, circle sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a bow to your standing practice. Find your way into Shavasana. It's a short Shavasana here. Rest your legs, rest your hips, and keep your eyes open to stay present. Find your breath. Be here. Focus on the now, this moment. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Your legs are separate. Bring your feet together for Pavanmuktasana. Bring your right knee in. Make a clasp just on your shin under your right knee. Pull that knee up into your chest, then out towards your right shoulder and the floor. Squeezing with your biceps so much that your fingers are white. Relaxing your legs. Feeling that compression in your ascending colon. Deep inhale through your nose. Deep exhales. And release that right foot down. Bring your left knee up. Find that clasp underneath your knee on your shin. Pull with your biceps so strong, your knee towards your rib cage and out towards your left shoulder. Feel that compression, that little pinch on your descending colon. Really keep your legs relaxed. Breathe into the stretch. Feel your inhales. Make that little bit more of a compression. Your exhales creating space. Pull that knee in and release it down to meet your right. Bring both knees in. Give yourself a hug. Grabbing wrist, opposite elbows. Feet are flexed. Press your sacrum down towards your mat. Try to get your whole back in contact with your mat here. Tuck your chin a little bit to make contact with your cervical spine with the mat, so your whole back is grounded into the earth here. Lengthening your spine. Release your legs up, feet towards the ceiling, your hands at your side. We'll slowly lower our legs for 10, 9. Press your low back into mat. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your legs. Inhale your arms up overhead. Cross your thumbs. Palms are open to the ceiling. Legs are together. Feet are flexed. Exhale out your air. And on the inhale, you'll sit up and double exhale, folding over your legs. So exhale. Inhale. Sit up. Double exhale. Folding forward. Finding a nice stretch here. Meet me on your stomachs. Our first belly down posture is Bhujangasana. Hands are at push-up position. Legs are together. Feet are pressing into the mat where your shoelaces are and meeting the mat, and your feet stay connected to the mat here. Bring your elbows up and in like little cricket wings. Your chin is on the mat. Exhale out your air and peel up your chest off the mat. Gaze is at the top of your mat here. So watch for straining your neck here. Lift, lift, lift. Using all your lower back muscles. Opening your heart and slowly exhale. Chin comes back to the mat. Arms at your side. We'll go into our second set. Arms come back to push-up position, maybe a little lower this time. Little to no weight in the hands. Feet are pressed into the mat. Legs are active so that kneecaps are lifted off the mat. Inhale lifts you up. Peels your chest up off of the mat. Squeeze those elbows together. Gaze is just in front of your mat. Using your glutes, using your lower back muscles to lift, lift, lift. One more rib off the mat. And exhale, slowly come down. Arms come at your side. Find a cheek on the mat. And a breath. Go into Shalabhasana. So hands will come down onto the mat, palms facing the mat. Try to bring your pinkies together, maybe even your elbows together here. Chin is on the mat. We're going to lift up our right leg as we reach it towards the back of the mat. Flexing the glutes, the hamstring, activating the whole leg, pointing the toes. Lift, 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 and slowly release. We'll lift our left leg, reach it towards the back of the mat. Strong, straight leg. Lift, lift, keep it straight. Whole leg is active here. Right leg is relaxed, and slowly release. We did one leg at a time, now we'll do both. So walk those hands a little bit lower. Chin is tucked into the mat. Maybe even your nose. Weight is going to be in your shoulders. Exhale and kick up. Lift both legs at a time. Weight comes into your shoulders, into your chest. Lift, lift, lift. And release. Arms come out. Shake out your legs. Now Purna Shalabhasana. Bring your arms to a T. Feet together. Activate your legs so that your kneecaps lift. Press your low, soft belly into the mat. Exhale out your air and lift up. Legs and arms. Gaze is at the top of your mat. Lift, lift, lift like you're flying over the city. Strengthening the entire spine. And exhale, release. We'll take one more set. You can leave your arms in a capital T or bring them out like Superman or Superwoman arms. You can keep your legs together, toes pointed, strong, active. Exhale out your air as you lift up, reaching forward, reaching back. Strengthening your entire spine and back body here. Gaze is at the top of your mat or a little bit up in front of you. Reach forward, reach back, and slowly exhale. Release your air. Hands come to your side. Find a shape on the mat. And last belly down posture is Dhanurasana, floor bow. Grab the outsides of your feet. You're always available to do one leg at a time. You can grab one leg, reach the left arm forward, and kick into that. Or grab both legs. So we'll take 2 sets. So if you're doing one leg, do one leg on each side. Or you can take 2 sets with both legs. Press your soft low belly into the mat. Kick into your hands. Open up your chart. Lift your chest. Kick into your hands. Lift, lift, lift. Nice, strong spines. And release. Chin comes to mat. Windshield wipe your legs. Arms at your side. If you took one side, do the other side now. Reaching back for that leg and reaching the other hand forward. Or grabbing both legs. Press into your belly into the mat. Kick, kick, kick. Lift your heart. Lift your legs. Kick into your hands. Point your toes towards the ceiling. Opening up your heart. And slowly release. Windshield wipe for your legs. Find your breath. Find your way onto your knees. For Virasana, Supta Virasana. So you can stay here if this is comfortable for you. You can separate your heels next to your hips. Now if your hips don't connect connection to the mat, then stay here, working on stretching out your quads, creating space in your knees. If your sit bones are down on the floor, you can walk your hands back, opening up the heart, trying to keep your knees together. Gaze is back. You can go ahead and walk all the way down, arms coming up, making connections with opposite elbows and hands. Really stretching out your quads and your tendons around your knees here. It can be a really uncomfortable posture, so come back to your breath. And slowly walk yourself up, coming back onto your knees. Sit bones on your heels. Inhale your arms up overhead for Ardha Karmasana. Press your palms to touch. Press your biceps by your ears. Lengthen up. Activate your core. Now, glue your hips onto your heels as you hinge forward, keeping your core active. Your chin is away from your chest. One day, keeping your hips on your heels, maybe your forehead will come down to touch the earth before the knife edge of your pubis. Keep your arms active here. Press into that pinky edge of your fingers. Press your hips back, towards your heels. Really lengthening your spine, creating traction here, reaching in opposite directions. Forehead is on the mat or working its way there. Breathe into the stretch. Activate your core. Keep your hips glued to your heels as you slowly rise up. And release your hands by your side. We'll come into Ustrasana Camel. Separating your knees about hip width distance. Hands come to your back pocket. Squeeze your elbows together, opening up your heart. Let your head fall back. Press your hips forward. Engage your glutes. Opening up your heart here. Little sips of air. If you want to grab your heels, you can go ahead and grab your heels, but keep pressing your hips forward. If you can't quite grab your heels, come up onto your toes to make it a little bit more accessible. Continue to engage your glutes and press your hips forward. Open your heart. Let your head be heavy, looking at the wall behind you. A wonderful heart opener. And inhale, rising back up. Sit back on your heels to reset our spines. Deep breath here. We'll take a second set if you want, or you can find child's pose if you wouldn't like to take a second set with me. Hips and knees are the same width apart. Hands come to back pockets. Squeeze your elbows together. Let your head be heavy. Gaze back. Press your hips forward. Engage your glutes. Little sips of air here. Maybe finding your heels with your hands. Keep pressing your hips forward. Looking back. And slowly coming out. Hips to heels. And we'll bend the spine in the opposite direction here with Sasangasana. So hinge forward at the hips, and as you do, grab the backs of your heels with your hands. Your fingers on the inside, thumbs on the outside of your feet. Tuck your chin and lift your hips so much that you almost will do a somersault, but you're hanging onto your heels. Tucking your chin so that your chin makes a chest connection, that your forehead doesn't quite touch the floor. It's tucking in towards your knees, stretching out your shoulders, mid and lower back here. Breathe here, and slowly release, one vertebrae at a time coming up, stacking vertebrae on vertebrae all through your spine. Come down onto your sits bones. We'll finish with some stretching here. Janu-Sirsasana. Bring your left foot into your thigh. Inhale your arms up overhead. Forward fold. And work to make that forehead to make connection again. If you need to bend your knee and press your forehead against your knee and work on straightening your leg. Feel the calmness that creates, that forehead to knee connection. Deep inhale through your nose, deep exhale out your nose, stretching your hamstring, your lower back. Inhale, rising up, switching legs, left leg out, right leg in. Inhale your arms up, overhead. Hinge forward, work to make that forehead to knee connection. So bending your knee as much as you need to, then pressing your forehead into your knee. To work on straightening that leg. One day, finding a nice stretch in your back and your hamstring. That calming sensation created by the forehead to knee connection. And back to your breath. Been with you through the whole practice. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your nose. Inhale, rising up. Send both legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. Reach your hands up. Find your peace fingers. Hinge forward with a flat back. Grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Gaze at your big toe. Pull your heart towards your toes. Keep a long spine here. Stretching out your hamstrings, but also working on elongating our spines. Paschimottanasana, westward facing forward fold. Breathe here. Keep your feet flexed, gaze forward. Inhale, create space. Exhale, find a little bit deeper stretch. Inhale, sit you back up. Arms come to your side. We'll find Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Right leg comes over the left. You can stay here like this, or you can tuck your left foot by your right hip. Your right foot is planted into the mat. Right hand comes behind you as a kickstand, but little to no weight in that hand. Lengthen your spine, reach up. Cross your left arm over your right leg. Press that right arm into your leg, maybe finding a hand-knee connection here. Gaze goes back behind you. Keep your core active, long spine. Nice spinal twist to reset the spine. Imagine a rope is put to the top of your head and it's lifting you up. Keep that nice, long, active spine. Gaze is over that right shoulder. Breathing here into the stretch. And exhale, release. And send your right leg out in front of you. Cross your left leg over. Remember to match what you did on one side to the other. Tuck that right foot into your hip. Left foot's planted into the mat. Left hand is at a kickstand. Little to no weight. Then reach up and cross your right arm over your left leg. Maybe making a hand-to-knee connection to help get the twist a little bit deeper. Engage your core as you lift your heart and your head towards the ceiling. Gaze goes over your left shoulder. Breathe here. Great spinal twist. Help with digestion, compressing your colon. Deep inhales and deep exhales. And slowly release. Finding a comfortable seated position. Sukhasana, easy pose. Or you can find a seated position on your knees. Whichever you're more comfortable with. Hands are going to be out in front of you, palms facing down. For our last asana, Kapalabhati breathing. So you're going to snap your belly in as you exhale out the air through your nose to cool down the body. So inhale to prepare and exhale through your mouth or feel in your belly snap in as you're breathing out. Inhales will come automatically. Exhaling out all your air. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up overhead. Hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a bow to your entire 26 practice and make your way into Shavasana to absorb and integrate your whole entire practice. Just let your body rest and be heavy. Come back to your natural breath. Stay here as long as you want. Thank you for joining me and Sarah and all those here at the Summit View, Yoga Practice Summit View. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for practicing. From my heart to yours, I'm deeply grateful for your light and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.